environment, the ecology, the people living around. If the nuclear reactors, the facilities there cannot function well. Take for example the latest one we had during the earthquake in Japan. Okay, in 2011, remember, um, the nuclear reactors that they had there, because they were living already depending on the energy that has been produced from from these facilities. Okay, so during the massive earthquake, okay, these reactors were shaken already, the facility. So what happened? The people in the nearby villages were actually relocated by the Japanese government to stay away from those facilities, because anytime there's always the threat that might endanger the lives of the people. So good for Japan, because the economy is very good. They are very rich. Japan is a very rich country in terms of technology and economy. Okay. So they were able to relocate their people. But in the Philippines, it's not easy to relocate our people, because this country is um, plagued with corruption. So the economy is always so depressed because of a lot of buayas in the government. Sorry for my terms, guys, huh? But that's the truth. So let's not move to politics. Let's not move to politics. I'm just talking about the the lack of preparedness for of the Philippines in handling the nuclear facilities in producing the nuclear energy. However, guys, that is part of your coverage, huh? So you better find time to read about the other forms of energy. Okay, so let's get to our main material here. Fuels and combustion. Okay, it says here. Fuels take many forms: solid, liquid, and gas. Fuels are combustible materials obtainable in bulk, which produce by proper combustion in air large amount of heat that can be used economically for domestic and industrial purposes. Chemical or conventional fuels are defined re- as defined release their chemical energy by combustion reactions. Take note, huh? So the product of combustion is always energy, and the other side products, the other byproducts. Whereas nuclear fuels release staggering amounts of energy in a very short time interval by fission or fusion of nuclei or atoms. So take note of the terms, guys. You should follow up about them, huh? Okay, find time to read and study. The various types of fuels are available for firing in boilers, furnaces, and other combustion equipments. The selection of right type depends on various factors such as availability, storage, handling, pollution, and landed cost of fuel. The knowledge of the fuel properties helps in selecting the appropriate kind of fuel on purpose and efficiency. Okay, so I guess your experience, even with the cooking, that you have in your homes. Okay, you have been familiar with the different kinds of fuels. Okay, for those who are into LPG and electric energy now, definitely you also have the experience witnessing cooking in the primitive traditional ways with the firewood and charcoal, guys. And even if we cook our barbecue, we cannot use electricity, we cannot use LPG. We have to use the charcoal, right? Okay. So for the learning outcomes, you have here, when you have completed this chapter, you'll be able to understand first, understand by differentiating the sources and occurrences, properties, and classifications of fuels. Identify the basic components of the different types of fuels and their properties. Illustrate the differences of fuel quality on the categories such as nature of fuel, efficiency in combustion, and amount of heat liberated. Explain the detailed process and products of crude oil refining. State the different classes of hydrocarbons derived from crude oil refining. Okay, guys, if you have uh, white paper, notebook, and ball pen there, okay, I'm going to write here your assignment. Okay, I have written here on the chat, fractional distillation of petroleum. Okay, so what are you going to do with it? Guys, you have to read and study. Whether you come across videos, literatures, uh, illustrations, spend time, uh, spend time on this topic, huh? Fractional distillation of petroleum. Okay, so we have here petroleum. Can we have a volunteer to read? Volunteer. Zaman. Who? Hello.
Ako lang, ma'am.
Yeah, Miss Ade, go ahead.
Wala po nakuha ng kwan, ma'am.
Okay. Klaro ra?
Oh, ang petroleum, ma'am.
I will have it enlarged further. Go.
Kaning petroleum, ma'am, or ang
Yes.
introduction?
Yes, petroleum.
Liquid geologically extracted hydrocarbons are referred to as petroleum, literally, which means rock oil or mineral oil, while gaseous geologic hydrocarbons are referred to as natural gas. All are significant sources of fuel and raw materials as a feedstock for the production of organic chemicals, and are commonly found in the Earth's subsurface using the tools of petroleum geology. Oil reserves in sedimentary rocks are the principal source of hydrocarbons for the energy, transport, and petrochemical industries. Hydrocarbons are of prime economic importance because they encompass the constituents of the major fossil fuels.
Okay, thank you for that. Notice you have seen a lot of terms in here. Okay, so list down the terms the technical terms, and then you unlock them, find the meaning, okay, within the context of our topic, that's fuels and combustion. Okay, guys. So, okay, you notice here a lot of terms, okay? So, we have petroleum, rock oil, mineral oil, hydrocarbons, natural gas. Have you seen that oil that you put on your skin? Let us say baby oil, mineral oil. That is not the same as the coconut oil, guys, okay? Mineral oil comes from petroleum. Where do you find petroleum? Kinsa may nakaibaw? Hmm.
Kuan ma'am.
Yes.
Underground nga reservoir.
Underground reservoir. Okay. Okay. Else. Thank you for that, Norwin, ha? Who else can say kaibaw the petroleum? Hmm? Mao man ni siya gikadatuan aning mga ubang countries. Okay? The Middle East countries, you're familiar with UAE, with Qatar, with
Oh,
Bahrain, Saudi Arabia.
Sa underground.
Yes. Brunei is also producing petroleum. We have a lot of countries which are blessed with petroleum. Then kita pod naasad ta ginagmay ha, the malampaya, and it's also serving us. But there are also other rich countries, supposedly rich because they were blessed with petroleum underneath their lands. Okay, say Venezuela. That's a very good petroleum oil producing country. However, because of mismanagement of their economy, okay, people are struggling there. In fact, many have fled the country already because of the high rising inflation that started in 2014. Okay? Can you imagine? That's a very good country. They are producing oil. And yet, when the oil plunged in 2014, oh my God, everybody now wants to get off. You read about these countries, guys, huh? YouTube videos. It they are struggling there now because of the mishandling of the economy. Anyway, let's get back. Okay, so your petroleum is actually found under the lands, under the seabed there, and it has to be extracted, and it has to be mm, refined because it's a mixture. It's a mixture of a lot of chemical components there. That's why we have a lot of petrochemicals. Uh, the, some of these are even used in as beauty products, ingredients. Okay, so you notice the how do you call that? Oil companies. Let us say you have gasoline station. They don't only sell one product. They sell many products. Let's say gasoline, uh, kerosene, diesel oil. What else?
Methane gas.
Uh, Come again?
Methane gas.
Butane gas,
Methane naman, methane.
methane. Is it sold in kuan gasoline station? Methane gas? I-check lang ha, kindly check ha, because we really have a lot of fuels, and they also have the petrochemicals that's used in uh, used in the engines, okay, lubricants, uh, coolants, uh, what other for the conditioning of engines also. Anyway, we'll move on. Thank you for that. Ha. Kitsa ganini. Then Gabriel, what is your family name? I cannot see your family name. What is it?
Mandak na.
Ah,
Mandak.
mm, wait. Because I am still in the process of memorizing, knowing. Umandak. Yes, thank you. I saw it already. Thank you. Okay, let's get back to this one. Okay. So, can I choose? Okay. Okay, pamodiha. Miss Miles Dudley, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Miss. Can you read our introduction to organic chemistry?
Introduction to Organic Chemistry. Carbon forms so many compounds that carbon chemistry is a special branch of chemistry. It is called organic chemistry. Organic molecules contain both carbon and hydrogen. Though many organic chemicals also contain other elements, it is the carbon-hydrogen bond that defines them as organic. Organic chemistry defines life. There are millions of different organic molecules, each with different chemical and physical properties. The diversity of organic chemicals is due to the versatility of the carbon atom. Why is carbon such a special element? Let's look at its chemistry in a little more detail.
Okay, so take note. How many items now are there that you need to go over after this meeting? How many are listed there in your notebook? Take note. Okay, so with this passage, you have here organic chemistry, then you have hydrocarbons, and many other terms here. We have the hydrocarbons. You read this one. Okay. Then down below, we have the comparison of the hydrocarbons, guys. We have the alkanes, alkenes, and alkynes. Right? When you say alkanes, they are saturated and you experience they're all single bonds. And we have the example here is propane. Next one is the alkenes. We have unsaturated, meaning to say not all of the bonds you see there are single bonds. There are also. There could be at least one double bond. Okay. Example here is propene. From alkane, you have propane. Then for alkenes, you have propene. Propene, and the one with the triple bond, you have propyne. Okay, so the alkynes, okay, take note of the terms AEY, alkanes, alkenes, and alkynes. Okay, the alkynes are also unsaturated. They contain triple bonds. Could be one triple bond, could be more than one. Then we have an example here, which is propyne. Okay, guys. So whenever you receive this material here, you will have to read about this. Okay? I have already labored to give you this material. Okay, and all you have to do is, what are you going to do with this one, guys?
Study, ma'am.
Yes, very good. And then we will discuss about these three different hydrocarbons now. Okay, so I'm going to, any question? I'm going to stop presenting this because I will have the board. Sige, whatever. Do you have questions? Okay, ha? Anyway, I will be sending this to you after our class, guys. Okay? Stop presenting na ko. By the way, I will get your attendance first. It's 32 here. So that those who do not stay, because you know the style of some students, they get in during the opening and then they leave. When it's almost done, they get back again for the attendance. Have you observed this, guys, with other students? Perhaps maybe they cannot sustain. They get bored. There are students like that. Sorry, it's okay. Some students get bored. They cannot sustain. That's why many students prefer to be absent. Kumusta man ang inyong quiz last time nato? Daghan mo perfect? Perfect mo tanan? I have already started checking your papers, but I cannot prioritize to finish straight during my checking because, as I have said, because we have a lot of preparations to do because of the recertification now. I have noticed, sila ganito, 20 inyong kuan, perfect score, no? 20, 25, 20, no? I have not seen any perfect score yet. But there are relatively good, let's say 17, 18, something like that. 16, 17, 18. But there are also those who got very low. I will not say names here, but I have noted some names in this class. Those who did not remember the charge mechanism, and then in their illustration of the electrochemical cell, I can really assess that there are those who really lack the understanding. Anyway, we will discuss about it. We will discuss the result when I would be returning them already. Okay? So let me wait, have the board. Ito. Okay, you see my board here. So for this, let us have, okay, uh, alkanes. Okay, and then here we'll have alkenes. Then next we'll have alkynes. Okay, so in particular, we have, okay, uh, the example there is propine, propane. And then the next one, we have propene. Then next we have uh, propine. Okay. So for the formulas, we have formula for propane. You have C3H8. Okay. Now for the alkene, propene is C3 also because they have the same prefix prop. Okay, C3H 8 minus 2 is 6. Correct, guys? Okay, then the last one here is C3. C3H 6 minus 2 is 4. Okay, so we will have to draw this. Okay, they are all hydrocarbons, meaning to say they only have the elements. They only have the elements hydrogen and carbon. Okay, so we have here 3 carbons. So you have 1, 2, and 3 carbons, and bonded with hydrogens all over. And since carbon is a tetravalent element, you can have here 1, 2, 3, and then this is the 4th one. Here you have hydrogen, another hydrogen, another hydrogen. For this carbon at the center, it also has bonded with 2 more hydrogens because it is already filled. Okay, it cannot bond with anything anymore. Okay, for this carbon, you have 3 hydrogens. Okay, we have 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so if you check this carbon, this carbon, this carbon, okay, each has actually 4 bonds around. 1, 2, 3, 4, because it's tetravalent. It belongs to group number 4. For this carbon atom, okay, uh, it also has, okay, 4 bonds. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is being shared by this, shared with this carbon. This bond shared with this hydrogen. This bond shared with this hydrogen. This bond shared with this carbon. And also for this carbon, you also have 4. Okay. Now for the next one, we have propene. You also have 3. Okay, by the way, how many hydrogens do you have? It says 8 here. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, all accounted for, guys. Okay. Next, for this propene, now you have E and E. It means to say that there is already a double bond in between two carbons. So let's say it is in between the first and the second carbon, and you have the third carbon there. So this one will bond with the third carbon. Fill it with hydrogens. So this lacks two bonds, 1 and 2. You have hydrogen, another hydrogen. For this one, since you already have 1, 2, 3, then you can have 1 with hydrogen. For this, you only have 1, so we can have here 1, 2, 3 bonds with hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen. Okay. So if you count the number of bonds around a carbon atom, for this one, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. For this carbon, you also have 1, 2, 3, 4, since they are shared by the two carbons. And then this one, you also have 1, 2, 3, 4. All accounted for. How many hydrogens? You have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So that is your propene. It contains a double bond. Okay, guys. Move to the next. We now have the propine. Okay, you still have 3 carbons there. You have 1, and then 2, 3 carbons. And since it's an alkyne, take note, propine, it means that there is C triple bond C, meaning a triple bond in between 2 carbons. So you can have your 3 bonds here. Okay, then you have here a bond, single bond, only 1 triple bond. And then fill it with hydrogens. Here, you have 3, so you lack 1 more, shared with hydrogen. For this carbon, cannot anymore take hydrogen in because there are 4 bonds already around this carbon atom. For this, you have 4 hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen. Okay, so you check the bonds. Okay, we have, 1, 2, 3, 4 bonds. For this, you also have 4 bonds. And for this last carbon, you also have 1, 2, 3, 4 bonds. Now check the number of hydrogens. Check the number of carbons. 1, 2, 3. Hydrogens, you have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, guys? All accounted for? Questions? Questions? Here is your propane. Okay, you are familiar with your LPG, guys? Familiar ba mo?
Gamitan pangluto, ma'am.
Yes. That's what we use at home. Okay? There are also people who use butane gas. Diba? Bawal man na, no? Kanang refill.
Kunon, ma'am.
Yes, refilling. You can buy butane gas in certified container, but refill it shouldn't be. Can you compare your LPG? What is the container for your LPG? Is it the same as your butane gas?
Dili, ma'am.
Gamay.
Nipis ang bitin. Kuyawan pa.
Ang butane. Nya, pwede ra isod sa bag, no? Ha? Sige, sige, ha? Think about it. Okay, let your critical thinking activate. Why is it? Pwede bang LPG, isod o canister, isod plastic, isod bag? Okay? When you say LPG, that's actually more than 80%. More than 80%. Okay, more than 80% propane gas. Siyempre, dili siya 80 to 90%. Siyempre, nagi na siya mga impurities, di ba? Dili na siya 100% pure because it's very easy to get in impurities, or it's easy to catch impurities, or impurities are easy to get into these gases. Okay, so think about it. Why can you just have butane in small canisters? Why couldn't you have your LPG in canisters? Now, in households, guys, especially if you want to live in condominiums, they have strict rules there not to use burners, not to use facilities, the burners which produce open fire. It has to be either electric or other forms. Okay, para walay, so there is no danger of fires. Okay, so take note of this one. Okay, want to take a shot? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Any question? Hello. Okay, I will be sending you your study material and make sure to study, okay? Study gyud ha. Dili pareha tong nag-quiz nga kuan, wala kaabot gani o 50%. Sige ha, mag-study. Okay? So, stop presenting, stop sharing na ko guys ha. Stop presenting. Okay. Anybody who wants to take your shot? Okay na? Okay. No question? Yeah. Permission to leave now, guys. See you next Monday, but make sure you study. I might be sending you an activity anytime from today until the next Monday. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Bye. Thank you so much for
Bye.
coming.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye,
Bye,
ma'am.
Miss. Thank you, ma'am. God bless.
Bye, ma'am.
Yes.
Bye, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye-bye.